But I suppose it's up to public opinion more than anything.
Yep. Because of the Tory party getting involved in the demographics of the First World War.
See, I would disagree with that, because I feel like Everlast is a better brand than Nutella.
Okay.
So you have to consider the demographics of that. The GDP per capita is higher for Nivea than Oral-B.
See, but I heard from Arsene Wenger that he has the same national insurance number as Tyson Fury, and therefore Eddie Hearn is a leprechaun.
No, that does make sense.
So hey guys, welcome back to another BDS Bros video. Today we're going to be talking about the process behind writing a personal statement, any key tips we have, general structures, and just more or less things that we learned along the way.
So this is the template we used for our personal statement. In this video, we're going to be going through each and every section. So, we'll be giving you a little template on how to write a personal statement based off of our ones and our experience. So my introduction basically outlined why I wanted to do dentistry. What was it that led me in this direction? Why do I have a passion for dentistry? What is it about the career?
Yeah. So arguably one of the biggest parts of your personal statement is the work experience section. And this is where you talk about your experiences from doing work experience in dentistry and around that field, because all universities have a requirement that you should do at least 2 weeks of work experience.
Yeah.
And it's not just simply writing down, I did work experience at XYZ. You need to be able to show what you've learned from the work experience, any stories that intrigue you that's worth writing about, anything that surprised you, and things about your work experience that consolidated that this was the career path for you. Because doing that will make your personal statement stand out from anybody else.
So this next section I used as my academic section. Now, some may agree and some teachers may disagree, but I actually put my subjects that I was studying for A-level into this section. So I said, why is biology helpful for dentistry? Why do I like chemistry? How does that link to dentistry? And this section is also perfect for any summer courses or summer schools that you may have attended, summer or online courses that you may have attended as well. I'm very aware that there are online courses under MOOC. I think that's a website. And on this website you can achieve or you can complete certain courses, and that would show great passion and interest for dentistry.
So I think volunteering is a very big section in your personal statement, and this can be things such as NCS or DOV. However, those two examples particularly are things that a lot of students will have. Yeah. So I think it's important to have something about volunteering in your personal statement that is different from the rest. So for me personally, I wrote about how I partook in volunteering to coach primary school children's sports, and that was really useful because I could talk about the experiences I took from it, qualities, and things that make me stand out from the rest. And I think right now, even if you don't have any volunteering under your belt, there's loads of things that you can do. For example, volunteering at a vaccine centre or something like that. It shows that you're very active. It shows that you're going to go out your way to volunteer, help people out, and things that will just generally help your application as a whole.
So lastly, I wrote about extracurricular activities. Now, this is an important section because these are the things you've been doing for a long time. These are the things you may be doing week on week. These are the things you may have been doing day to day. This personal statement is a reflection of you. Therefore, the things that you love doing, the things that you do consistently, must be written about. And I just like to say that extracurricular is very important. These activities are very important because they take away from the academic side of not just dentistry, but some things you do out of school, you know. They're the things that you're doing out of leisure. and that's really important. So, this template, this personal statement order that we've just run through, is actually the exact order that I used in my personal statement. So start with an introduction as to why you want to do dentistry, followed by work experience and any academia, i.e. summer schools or talking about your subjects at school. Then I moved on to volunteering, and finally extracurricular activities. This is an order that was actually recommended to me, and it was an emphasis on putting the work experience up right at the second paragraph, because I feel like that's the most important one.
Yeah.
And making sure that that's at the top of the list, because these guys who are at the universities in the admissions team, they've got a lot of personal statements to write. So the argument was that if they're going to only read half of your personal statement, put the work experience in the top half, because that's what they want to hear, because they have to get through so many. That was just my experience.
See, with me, I didn't follow that structure. Still worked out for me.
Yeah, of course.
But I did make sure that I included everything that you stated in my personal statement as well. I think it's preference and the way it reads as well. I think what you think works best will probably be best, but make sure you do include those 5 key structure points, I think.
Yeah. Here are some top tips about writing your personal statement.
Be original. So you need to ensure that your personal statement isn't the same as everybody applying to dental school. You need to have things that make you stand out and kind of differentiate you from the rest. So this can be skills, qualities learned from volunteering, work experience, your extracurricular activities, or even putting in like stories or anecdotes within your personal statement. So for me, I talked about how when I was 12 years old, I had braces put into my mouth, and how that kind of changed my experience of life, things that kind of pushed me towards dentistry. And I think having things like that really does differentiate you from the rest. Link all the skills you have learned from everything you've written in your personal statement to dentistry and why you want to do dentistry. So volunteering, work experience, academia, everything like that you've written about in your personal statement, link it to dentistry. Be like, I've taken these skills out of it, the qualities I've learned is this. Things that really tie it all together, so it's not just a list.
You know, everyone can say, I did A, B, C, D, E. It's not about what you've done, it's what you've learned from it. I took away this from there. I found that this was beneficial when I went to B. I did this. This is what about, it's your personal experience, how you've developed yourself.
Start writing your personal statement early. So for me, I reckon I started writing towards the end of year 12 summer, just before I was about to go into year 13, because you need to send off your UCAS application around about October time. So giving yourself like a month and a bit beforehand to kind of get your drafts in, know what you want to write, will allow you to kind of perfect it and give you enough time to write the perfect personal statement.
Yeah, and what better time than summer? You'll have the time to do so, and it actually it links on to the next thing we're going to talk about. So, you know, when you have your personal statement written by the start of the following term, i.e. if you do it in summer, then in September, then you know you're at school, right? Then you can use the teachers in a much more efficient manner. You can get the teachers to maybe rectify a foundation rather than from scratch. I think that's really crucial, because if you have your work and your personal statement, then it's much better for a teacher to look at and read, because they've got a much stronger foundation and their input can be very valuable at this stage. Don't be afraid to draft. I don't know about you, but I wrote about 7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah, I reckon that sounds about right, yeah.
7 or 8, and each one was only slightly different. It's not like 7 completely, they weren't completely different, they're very much the same. Maybe a line here, maybe a line there was different. Maybe I added, a couple sentences and changed a few things. So don't be afraid to mix and match. and I think that'd be really good. Be concise. You only have 4,000 characters to work with, so bear that in mind. Thank you for watching this video on personal statements.
And as always,
Stay tuned for more.
There you
Nothing
go.
to add?
As in,
Yeah,
as in, will you go when I go and you go when I go?
See, I think like, shall I go? Oh, right.
Yeah, and then we'll do one
See.
Who is really scoring goal at that. If you will be with this, no big head, but we had